Thank you to the EA Creator Network and Codemasters for providing me with the opportunity to play the new Formula 1 2022 game early. In this video I'll be going over some of my first impressions on the game thus far. So I've been playing the new F1 2022 game for about a week and a half now, and in that time I've completed 2.5 full race weekends on the My Team career, which has been my favourite mode to play in the recent games since its introduction. From what I can tell, not a lot has changed to My Team, but they have added the new Pirelli Hot Laps events before each race weekend, which I really like. The Hot Lap events are small events like drift and average speed checks, for example, that you can complete using the brand new supercars that are playable in the game, and I'll speak about them a little bit more later on. I like how these Hot Lap events add a little bit extra to the career, and you can even do them outside of the career if you want, as well as setting time trials, thus adding even more elements to the game, which is great. One of the standout features of My Team this year actually is the fact that you can choose where you want to be at the start. Beforehand you had to be the bottom team straight away and obviously use R&D to progress your car, but now you can choose to be at the bottom, a middle or a top team. I personally chose to be in the middle as I want to be pushing to get points and I really want to be in close fights with other drivers as opposed to pushing hard to win every race, though I did win Jeddah, which was awesome. Like I said a moment ago, I'm now in my third race weekend, so it's probably worth talking about the actual gameplay itself. For me on the PS5 the driving feels pretty much the same as always, which is absolutely not a bad thing, but the racing itself has definitely improved. These new cars in Formula 1 were ultimately designed to allow for closer racing, easier following of cars and just to make things more exciting, and I'm really happy to say that it translates very well into this game from my experience. Not only am I personally following cars better than other F1 games, but I'm really noticing a difference in the AI as well. I've already seen plenty of wheel-to-wheel action with AI against other AI, and it's really exciting to watch. When I was playing Australia last night, I saw Hamilton and Russell fighting for a position on the fourth last corner, which led to Russell losing out on 2 positions with me closing in pretty fast. And that's just one example of the exciting racing that I've seen. The new adaptive AI along with these new cars have genuinely worked a treat for this game. Going back to the supercars, this and the whole F1 life side of things are perhaps the biggest additions to Formula 1 in the last few years. Now you're probably wondering what F1 Live actually is. Well, F1 Live is a social hub area that you can fully customise with your supercars, furniture, accessories, trophies and more. You can unlock content for F1 Live by levelling up the Podium Pass, which is the in-game battle pass for those unaware, by also completing challenges and buying things directly from the brand shops. You can also go and look at your friend's F1 Live as well, which I think is pretty cool. Whilst my focus for this game is on My Team, I do like the idea of being able to customise my own place, and it ultimately adds a lot more value to the game and even more to grind for, which is something that I feel like previous games were lacking. Looking more at the supercars themselves now, these are fine additions to the game, and I'm looking forward to exploring more with them as I've currently only done the 2 Pirelli Hot Lap events in my career and a few time trials. What I will say though is they're far too easy to unlock in my opinion. I believe there are 10 cars in total across McLaren, Ferrari and Mercedes, and within 2 full race weekends I've unlocked all of them. So that's probably about 4 hours of game time to go from having none of the supercars to all of them unlocked, which I personally think is far too quick. To unlock the supercars, all you need to do is drive a number of miles in an F1 car, or an F2 car, or in a supercar, so they're not exactly hard to get and they don't take a lot of time either, as I've just explained. I'm hoping they'll add more supercars in the future to grind for, but there's honestly no rewarding feeling when unlocking each car, which I find pretty disappointing, so hopefully if they do add more in the future they'll be more challenging. Regardless, it is great to have them in the game and they do add extra value to the game, which I'm sure plenty of players will no doubt enjoy. To summarise, the new Formula 1 game is a worthy title of the new era in the motorsport. There are plenty of new additions to the game that will no doubt keep people's interest in playing, and the racing itself has never been better thanks to the new adaptive AI and the cars themselves. Obviously these are just my first impressions, so things may be subject to change and my opinions will no doubt differ from others, and there are plenty of other features like virtual reality which I haven't been able to test as I'm on the PlayStation 5. So it will be worth watching other creators' videos as well just to see what they think on the game. Anyway guys, that is it from me today. Thank you once again to EA and Codemasters for the opportunity, and thank you all for watching my first video on this brand new racing channel. There will be more content to come in the future, but I can't promise that will be anytime soon. Anyway guys, have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy the new game when it officially releases tomorrow.